I'm sorry I'm squinting. I'm not used to the new lights that I have, so I'm like, I can't see, I'm blinded. Hey everyone, it is Lolita Hayes, the Vintage Starlet. Recently, I took a trip down to Phoenix, Arizona to perform in a most spectacular show down there called Spellbound Burlesque. While I was in Phoenix, I knew there was one place I definitely had to stop, and that was a fabric store named SAS. Surprisingly, Las Vegas does not have an abundance of fabric stores, which is quite surprising considering all the performers and costumes needed. You would think that we would have our own small version of the LA Fabric District or even just a discounted warehouse fabric store, but all we have are two Joannes that are on the opposite sides of each other, nowhere near anything. And then we do have a small business called Hetty's, and while they do supply a lot of wonderful fabrics, they tend to be, understandably, a little more expensive, and that is due to the fact that they are a small business. I had to stop at SAS, which, much like the fabric districts, they do have very affordable fabrics, and although I don't think it's quite as cheap as the fabric districts, it was way more affordable, way less expensive, and just way more enticing than what we have here in Vegas. So I thought I'd share with you the fabrics I got and some ideas of what I think I may want to do with them. So I'm going to start out with the most boring of the fabrics. They're boring right now, but they will not be boring once they are complete. I did pick up a bunch of chiffon for some burlesque costumes. So I picked up 10 yards of black chiffon. I plan on making some very full panel skirts with the chiffon as well as a matching top, the the naughty bits. Now here in Vegas, this would probably cost $7.99 a yard. I was able to snag all this wonderfully flowing chiffon for $2.99 a yard. So you can imagine 10 yards, that adds up really quick with the difference of $5. So save 50 bucks right there. Now along those lines, I also got the chiffon in white. Now this one actually feels a little bit thicker, maybe a little bit more poly. However, it still has a nice movement to it. I plan on making panel skirts out of this as well. And also I will be creating my Snow Queen costume, ballerina dress, whatever you want to call it, for an upcoming performance of Red Hot Nutcracker, Las Vegas's burlesque nutcracker presented by Tees and Tails. And that will be later this month, so I better get cracking on these. I think I ended up getting maybe 12 yards of this because I had multiple projects in mind. So yeah, once again, $2.99 a yard, can't beat that. I knew for sure this is the fabric I had to get at SAS, mostly due to the price point and of course the quantity. So the next selection of fabrics are going to be a mixture of fun fabric prints that I found that I was inspired by, or solid colors that I want to make basic pieces out of. I found this sheer crepe. I thought it was very 40s. Pretty sure it's a polyester. So it's not, I don't think it's nylon. This has got to be like a polyester crepe. It does have that same chiffon flow. Is it chiffon? Might be chiffon. I don't know, but it's pretty. The fabric features this crepe-esque material and some tropical flowers in like a soft peach tan with blue highlights and the green stems and leaves. Some of the flowers do have the red, come on high school science class, those are the stamens and pistils. No, that's car. They have the red thingamabobs. So I thought this would make a nice 1940s, either a wrap dress or just a simple casual dress, not too high on the details. Something along these lines. Perhaps I could do a photo shoot at Springs Reserve in this. I think that would be a darling place to do a photo shoot. Now I can't remember how much I paid per yard for this. I think the most I ever paid for any of these fabrics by yard was $5, $4.99. Most of the fabrics were $2.99 or $3.99. So I think this one was a $3.99 per yard, which is amazing because this could easily be $8.99 a yard at Joann's. So this next one I don't really need, but I love it. And my immediate thoughts were 1930s blouse. So hopefully I'll be able to create something that really showcases off this satiny red, black and white plaid print. And though it is plaid, I do get a harlequin feel from it. Perhaps I saw something similar in my childhood. I am really excited to work with this. I did find a pattern online that's a full dress. Now I don't have enough of this fabric to make a whole dress out of this, but I thought maybe doing the top bodice and sleeves part in this material and just getting a matching satin in either the red, white, or black. Most likely it'll be a black for the skirt, and I will have a holiday evening gown. Hopefully I'll get to it this year. If not, it will be waiting with the other fabric I got probably over 10 years ago from Walmart that has been waiting to be turned into a holiday dress as well. But I do believe this one was $3.99 or $2.99. I know it was super affordable, and like I said, I was just instantly inspired by holiday harlequins. So while it's not the traditional, wow, my voice there, pork chops and applesauce. While this is not in traditional Christmas time colors, with the black being like a green or a gold or something along those lines, I do still feel that in the right setting, it would be a wonderful holiday evening gown. I picked up this camel brown poplin. Now it is a polyester poplin, however to me it feels very, very much like wool gabardine a little bit, but since I can't wear wool because it's super duper itchy for me, I feel like this is a wonderful alternative. They did say it was a poplin, so I'm not that familiar with the fabrics. There's only a few that I know for sure. That's what the sign said. I tend to stay away from polyester fabrics, but like I said, this gave me a gabardine feel. When I think of gabardine, I think of Western wear. I think that I want to make like a cute little Western skirt and maybe bolero set out of this. I didn't get too much of this. I think I got maybe 3 yards of this, so it's not going to make that much. Not a full Western set by any means, but it is nice to have something in a solid print. Perhaps I can add some sort of Western motif or embroidery or something on this to give it a little bit more of that vintage Western flair. So speaking of a vintage Western, I got another poplin in a particular color because I do have a pair of vintage Western pants. They are in wool gabardine and they were in terrible condition, so I actually took it apart to make a pattern out of it. The Western pants themselves are a little too short for me. What better way to remake them than in this deep hunter green, same color as the original ones I have, in poplin as well, so now I don't have to worry about being itchy the whole time. And this same thing, I want to make a Western set. However, I think this one I want to make a pant set out of, maybe a bolero as well. I'm not quite sure. I think I only got 3 yards of this as well, so there may only be enough for some pants. But what is good about this color is I do have an authentic Western gabardine shirt that would look nice with these pants. So I don't know if I'll just do straight green Western style pants out of this, or if I also give that one a little bit of flair with some embroidered trim or tacky Western pockets or something. I don't know, but I'm excited about that. I'm really excited about that. Of those poplins, I do believe they were all $3.99 a yard each. They may actually have been $2.99 a yard each, which is even better. So next I picked up another boring color, just a basic black. Now this is a black linen. I just simply want to make pants out of these. I need some new high-waisted pants. I have a pair of, I'm laughing at myself because I'm thinking about this. I have a pair of high-waisted 1940s style pants that I made out of a basic cotton. But due to their color, which I love, a lot of people assume that they're scrubs. So since one person said that, now like everybody says they look like scrubs. And that's all I can think of is that they look like scrubs. This was $3.99? They're $3.99 or $2.99, and you can't beat that. This next fabric I purchased right away because the print to me is very 40-esque. It's very bold and the colors are bright. Now I am slightly disappointed in this one, and not because of the print, but because it wasn't until after I got this home that I realized that this was a stretch material, and I'm not a fan of stretch materials. I don't want my clothes to fit comfortably. I want them to squeeze everything in, and I want them to be stiff, and I want to be in pain, and I want to be very uncomfortable. I don't know, I just want it to look nice. So stretch materials, I think more people can wear stretch materials and that they are way more comfortable. I think they're less forgiving than these stiffer materials. So that's just my opinion. If you love stretch materials, more power to you. It's just my own personal thing. So this is the fabric. Tell me that does not look like a bold 1940s dress. Perhaps I'll make a blouse out of it. I think I ended up just getting like the whole kit and caboodle. So yeah, I think it would make a great blouse. Nice 40s blouse with the shoulder pads out. Perhaps I could have the big billowy sleeves. I definitely think because I got so much fabric that I will do a longer sleeve dress on this one. Now I think this one was a little bit more pricey. This may have been $4.99 a yard or $3.99 a yard. This next fabric is a cotton quilter's fabric, which is fine. I don't mind those. And I thought this had a 1930s feed sack look to it. I don't know what I'm gonna make with this. I only got enough for maybe a blouse. I don't know if I'd really like it as a skirt, so perhaps a blouse or something. I was thinking maybe the top part of a dress and then the inside of a bolero. Tell me, what do you think? Do you think this has a 1930s feed sack feel to it or look to it? It's a simple cotton, so it'll just make a nice little day dress, not anything fancy. It does have this tan background with these orange little berries on stems, it looks like. We'll just call it berries on stems. So there's these perfectly circular orange berries on this deep brown, deep chocolate brown stems. They almost look black, but they're not quite black. They're just a deep brown on this tan background. I believe this was $3.99 a yard, if not $2.99 a yard. I found this scrap of fabric that is not large enough to create any full shirt, I believe. So I think I just might make a sun top out of it and maybe make like a matching belt or something for whatever goes with it. But I thought this was very vintage looking as well. This is also a quilter's cotton. This is a thinner quilter's cotton, so I will have to line it if I make a sun top out of it. And being that I plan on making this deep royal blue short, this will be great for the summertime. Just a simple top to wear. I don't know if I want it to be like a full sun top or just more of a bandeau or bikini type top. I'll think of something. Or perhaps I could do just like a sundress with this as the top part and then the deep blue skirt, or maybe this like minty green as the skirt, and then have these like the top pockets. Top pockets, I don't think that is the correct word, but have outer pockets. Pocket pockets? Pocket pockets. Those ones that you can just put stuff in that are right there on top of the skirt. What ideas do you have for this? I think I picked that one up for $2.99 a yard. Now, this next fabric is actually a two-parter. I got the cut I wanted, and I thought maybe I could just make like a little play suit out of this one. Then, in another section, I found the same pattern but in a different colorway. So I thought I could now make a dress very similar to the last one, where the top is one color, the bottom is another, and then have like a bolero. This was the first part. This is a beautiful dusty rose pink polka dot on white with these little rose bouquets. They're not really bouquets, but bushels on the edges. They almost look like strawberries from here. They are circles with roses, and then the other colorway I found, which I just adore this color combination. Blue. Oh, look at that. Tell me that's not gonna make a fun little sundress with, if I have enough matching bolero, it would have to be the same way because I have less of this one than I do this one. This would make up the majority of the dress. This would make probably the bodice of the dress and the inside of the bolero. The trim anyway, that would like fold out. So I love the combination of pink and blue. It is one of my favorite. It's not my favorite color combination, but it is right up there. Now this one, the moment I saw it, I grabbed it, I picked it up. I love this fabric. I think it will make an amazing 1940s long evening gown. I think of Rita Hayworth, but I can't find anything that she wears with this. However, I think of Rita Hayworth. Perhaps Lauren Bacall is another one, but I think a very nice tropical 1940s. Look at this crepe gown. Oh, look at this. I think I want to make this like a midriff bearing gown and just be very bougie, very Hollywood glam in this. If I can make the dress the way I'm thinking. Like I said, this is crepe. It is the light black with the pink orchids with the little not orchids next to it. So yeah, I think a long gown, very 1940s Hollywood glam. This would make a great dress. So I got it in black, but then I found the same print on white. Oh, can you believe it? I found the same print on white. But this one I want to do a shorter dress, and I thought it might look good with those dresses that have like the print very, not ruched, but gathered, and then almost in a sash kind of way where the rest of the dress is like a solid color, and then this would just be like accent. I thought that might be a little more exciting than just a full dress out of this, especially since I'm making a long evening gown out of the black one. I thought just having a solid dress with this as an accent piece across, maybe making this a peplum and just one side would be quite nice. This also is that crepe design. Now this is where I need your guys' help. The solid color that I want to do with this dress. Should I go with the white, since that is the background color of this? Should I make it a green or one of these pinks? What should I do? What is your suggestions? Please leave your comments below what you think my contrasting color for this dress should be. I will have to go back to the store to find some matching crepe. I'm more than willing to do so. Since this is also going to be a summer dress, I have a little time. I can then be on the hunt for the contrasting crepe. Because now that I've paid the price for this, which I believe was $3.99 a yard for both the black one and this one, it's gonna be so hard for me to go back to Joann's and pay $12.99 a yard for this. But what do you guys think? Should it be the white, the greens, or the pinks? What should I do? Along those lines, I also found this crepe material. Yes, it is another tropical one, but it's very 40s. I think this would make a good two-piece. I didn't get as much fabric. This was the only bit of it that I found, so I couldn't get more. So I have this little tropical fabric that I think would make a fun little sarong skirt. Sarong? I always say that wrong. Sarong, that's it. Sarong skirt with maybe I'll do that. Like a bandeau top with the one side. Oh, I think I'm liking that idea. I may have to do that. This is a crepe as well, as I mentioned, so I will probably have to line it just because it is thinner and you can't see on camera, but it is a bit sheer. Lastly, on my trip to SAS, I did pick up some, I don't know what it is, it just said it was mixed heavy fabric. Now this is probably a linen, a cotton linen maybe? It could be poly linen, I'm not sure what it is, but I did feel like it would make a great two-piece suit. Now, I'm not 100% thrilled with the color. I wanted a dusty rose, but this is more of a peach color, which is not awful. It's more on the orange side than I would have liked. I would have preferred more of a dusty pink. It is just this solid, like I said, assuming linen that I think would make a beautiful two-piece 1940s suit. And since most of the suits that I find that are vintage are usually black or navy blue, I wanted something a little bit more cheery and a little bit more uppity, and so I think the pink will work wonderfully. And I believe I paid $4.99 a yard for this, maybe $3.99. So that is what I got from SAS in Phoenix. I went to the location on 19th Avenue in Dunlap. It is the one I know best, and it is one of my old hunting grounds, and I'm sure that if I look deeply into my fabric stash, I have some fabric that I bought there over 8 years ago that I still have to make into dresses. But that is not all I got on my trip to Phoenix, so I'm just going to run through these final things real quickly. On my way out of Phoenix, I stopped in Prescott to visit with my mother, and then as I was leaving Prescott, I stopped at a thrift store real quick where I picked up this fabric right here. This was $1.25 for a yard and a fourth. So my intentions for this are the same as some of the other material, just a nice little sun top. Now the very last thing I have to mention, because my mom makes me do this. When my mom gets me gifts, I literally have to go through everything piece by piece and tell her how much I love everything. So I just grabbed a bag of this stuff that she picked up for me, and I just want to run through it real quick. It is all the same stuff, just different colors. It's a bunch of cone thread, which I can always use. So I got it in red, got it in blue, I got it in white, some more white, this nice dusty rose, some black, some emerald green, some light peach, and then 2 spools of black. Now, like I said, my mom makes me go through this and tell her how much I love every single item, what I think of it, how much I love it, what I'm gonna do with it, and everything. So there you go, Mom. I love all this thread that you picked up at thrift stores and yard sales for next to nothing. Like, this was 99 cents. I appreciate you always being on the lookout for me, Mom. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little bit of a fabric haul. I know it's a lot. I was just really excited, more so about the prices that I paid for this than for the actual fabric. I mean, some of those in there are doozies, and I'm very excited about that. But it just blows my mind. I forget that, you know, fabric can be affordable, and yeah, it's so stupid. I'm like, look at my fabrics, look at what I got, look at what I'm gonna make, look what I can do. No more fabric until I sew up everything I have. That is, unless you find a deal, which is exactly what I found, so. It's stupid, I'm like really excited about it. I feel so dumb right now. Yeah, so if you guys have any vintage sewing projects of your own, or just any projects actually, let me know what they are. I want to be inspired by what you guys are creating, and hopefully I'll actually get to this pile, because if you've seen my fabric stash, you know that there were always projects I want to do and never got to. So if I ever actually get to anything that's in this pile, definitely follow me on Instagram or Facebook, because I will post the final results there. Most likely Instagram. But anyway, so just to recap, let me know what projects you have coming. Let me know what contrasting color I should do for that tropical fabric, and what kind of top I should make out of that floral material. I'm excited to hear your suggestions and see what you guys want to see made of. So if you enjoyed this fabric haul, please just give this a thumbs up, and if you didn't, just don't do anything. Just move along. Go find something on YouTube that you do like. Spread the positivity, not the negativity. And yeah, comment, like, share, subscribe. Oh, don't forget to ring that bell, because apparently that's a thing on YouTube. It's not enough to subscribe, you also have to ring that bell. And yes, that's it. I will see you in the next video. Yeah. So I need a new pair of pants. I just spit. Could you see that?